So you got to be safe with all your tools, but an axe like this can be a little bit more dangerous, and you've got to take caution when you're swinging this thing around. When you have some weight, a sharp weight on the end of a stick, and you can have glancing blows. Years ago, I was chopping some firewood with a buddy of mine, an older gentleman at the time, and he told me one thing. He says, Paul, always remember this when you're swinging that axe. And we were using about, 4.5 pound chopping, splitting axes. When you swing that axe, do whatever you have to do, but always have your intent that wherever that axe is going to end up, that you're going to drive it into the ground. None of this stuff, okay? But you want to swing as if you're trying to swing that blade into the ground, even if you have to bend your knees and look a little silly, or sometimes even get on your knees if you have to. But when you swing that axe and you're chopping wood, always swing it as if you want that axe head to go into the ground, because it's better that that edge right there goes into the ground than into your leg. Hey guys, Common Sense Outdoorsman. We're going to continue this series on axe versus big knife, and I'm going to introduce a couple of the other blades, and I've got a nice fallen pine tree behind me to work on, just to talk about some things and demonstrate some things. And again, this isn't just about technique, or this isn't going to be mostly about technique, but about different methods and different things you can do with these different tools when you have to choose. Do I take my big axe, my small axe, my hatchet, small knife, big knife, or what have you? But I'm going to introduce this machete, and this is an Elk Ridge machete. It's not important specifically. It's not a review of this machete. It is a nice machete. I do like it. But the thing about this is it gives me a little extra length. This blade is about somewhere around 10 inches, and it's very thin, probably less than a 1/4 inch thick, with a very fine edge. It's stainless steel. I'm in Colorado, and I'm not in the East Coast. I'm not in a jungle type area where I'm going to be cutting a lot of brush, but a machete could still be a choice, because it can still do a lot of things that will be beneficial to you. One of them is delimbing, and it can do some chopping because it's going to bite good. Although you're not going to chop down a tree with this, it might be a choice if you're going to chop some small stuff and things like that. So let's do some delimbing and a little bit of chopping with this and see how it works. Yeah, nice light machete blade like this. You're not carrying the heft of an axe. This machete is probably around 13, 14 ounces, but because of its weight forwardness and how thin and sharp it is, it can be a good selection for delimbing. As you can see, it just kind of effortlessly takes these limbs off. And then for chopping, now this branch is loose, but it'll probably make quick work of a small branch like that. And for chopping up small branches, typically because of its weight forwardness, it's just one little chop and it'll do it. This, with a machete like this, you can really get a good swing. And these are inch thick, going towards 1.5 inch thickness of a branch. Okay, this is going to take 2 chops, but it'll do some decent chopping. Now this is my Trail Boss, Cold Steel Trail Boss axe. Now this is a lot different than a knife. And like I said before, I don't really carry this a lot because this is really for bigger work. I keep a thick edge on it for splitting bigger logs for firewood. But it is sharp, but it's got a fat edge, so it's not something I'm really going to use for, you know, making feather sticks and small work. It's just not worth the wait to me. This is less than a 2-pound head, close to 2 pounds, and the axe handle on this is about 24 inches long. So this is for bigger work, but let's see what it'll do on some of the small stuff and delimbing. And one of the things I'm thinking is that your aim's going to be a little bit better, because I only have, that's about a 5.5-inch blade, I think, if I remember right. No, I'm sorry, 4.5-inch blade. So aim is going to be part of this, but let's see how it delimbs. So to me, it's just a little more awkward to get this big stuff. Gives you a little bit more weight, and it can do it a little bit quicker, but a little bit uncomfortable for me. Kind of like I'm thinking for delimbing, if you're doing small stuff when you're out in the woods, not really worth the weight to me. But you know, where it counts is when you get into this bigger stuff. Now this branch is not the proper way to cut this because it's kind of flopping around, but you know, it's gonna sink in quite a bit more, and for something bigger like this, it's gonna do the job a little bit better. All right, so if you wanted to chop up bigger branches, these are about 2 to 2.5 inches thick. Now that's something, if you're going to do that routinely and you don't have a saw, which I would use a saw for this, but yeah, you're not going to really want to chop at this stuff with a big knife, but then that's what this bigger boy's axe style axe is for. And it's going to take care of stuff like that. All right, guys, now we're going to do some delimbing with my Condor Hudson Bay knife, and this one is about 3/16 inch thick. A little bit more weight than that Machete, but it's a shorter blade. It's 8.5 inches as opposed to that 11 inches of the Machete. But this is still a nice tool to delimb with. So let's see what it does here. I can tell you right away that the length of that Machete is really nice, and it just gives you a little extra oomph because of that size. But still, an 8.5 inch, this is a good all-around knife, and it can still quite easily delimb this small stuff. Not a problem at all. Again, a loose branch, not something I would chop from this angle, but let's see how it takes this branch in half. It's about maybe 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Yeah, digs right in pretty well. Now, this is my small hardware store hatchet, just a cheap Collins axe. I believe it's made in Mexico. And again, I have this just about a 14-inch handle. I had this set up for splitting small logs. It's a thick edge. This steel, it's not a Gransford's Brook. It's not a Wetterling's. It's just not, it's a very soft steel. So if I put a fine edge on it, it's going to get boogered up pretty quick. It's just not going to cut well and do the nice stuff that you want to do with a good woods axe. But so this is thick, but anyways, still something that you would use to delimb and chop up some small wood. And let me see how this does compared to the machete and the knife. It's a loose branch, I'm going to have to grab it, but so it'll still do the job. You do have an aim issue, and it's probably because of my poor skills, and definitely not as sharp, so it's not really, I don't like it as well for delimbing, but some people would like a small axe like this to do that, and you can do it. Yeah, so it'll do the job. Again, not my favorite to use for this. Move you around this side, but yeah, it will delimb. All right, let's chop this. This is about a 2.5 inch limb. Let's chop this off with the small hatchet. So it's sharp, it does good, does the job. It's got the little bit of weight to it. Definitely can take care of those things. Let's chop this piece in half. This little axe, it really needs to be, for even stuff like this, I need to put a finer edge on it. Edge is just a little thick, but if you had a little Gransfors Brooks or Wettling's little forest axe with the proper blade on it, it would go through this like nothing. All right, guys, now let's look at chopping some big stuff, and I have the lightweight, about 11 inch bladed machete here, and it does well at chopping because it really sinks in there. You don't want to do a lot of twisting and whatever, but it chops surprisingly good. Not that I'm going to use it to chop through a log like this, but we're just going to test and see what it can do to this log. See how it sinks in like that? So although chips don't fly, you can take out some big chunks with even a lighter, thin machete. So look at that. I mean, that just took a big chunk out of there pretty quick. So now let's go to the Hudson Bay knife, a heavier knife, thicker blade, and see what that does. A Hudson Bay, I'll come down here a little bit, so it's a shorter one. I don't think it's going to chop as well. And no, it's not. I can tell you that right off the bat. It does okay, but not chopping as well as that little machete. Not at all. Okay, let's try the hatchet. Little 1.25 pound hatchet. Let's take this middle part right out of here. So there's a glancing blow that could be dangerous, but since it's got a little bit more weight to it, now again, this is a solid log. Now you're getting into what axes will do better, because they're just heavier and they're gonna take those bigger hunks right out of there, just like it's doing. Another glancing blow. Again, this hatchet is not as sharp as I would like it, but just for demonstration purposes, yeah. So for heavier chopping, that little hatchet, yeah, it'll do it. Let's go to the big Trail Boss axe. Now this is where this is going to shine. Again, this is close to a 2-pound head, 24-inch handle. And this steel's a little bit better than the Hatchet. This is 1055 steel, I believe. So it'll hold an edge a little bit better than that little Hatchet. And since it's 24 inches, I can hold this with 2 hands. Get a little more leverage. And it is a little sharper than that little Hatchet. Yeah, it's going to take out bigger hunks, no doubt about it.